This is the way leading to the cessation of suffering. I directly knew birth is destroyed. The holy life has been lived. What had to be done has been done. There is no more coming to any state of being.
So you can see that very easy. Again, this is another difficult part to explain about the five aggregates, about the suffering.
Is perceived by Buddhist philosophy as the equivalent of what we are used to call the individual, which consists of nothing but a combination of ever-changing physical and mental forces, which may be divided into 5 groups or aggregates, conditioning every possible state of being. The first aggregate, material form or rupa, includes the physical body with its sense faculties, as well as the external material objects which are related to them. Derivated from the 4 great elements, namely solidity, fluid, heat, and motion. This aggregate encompasses our 5 sense organs and their corresponding objects in the external world. The second aggregate, feeling or vedana, includes all our affective sensations, whether they are pleasant, painful, or neutral. Perception, sanya, the third aggregate, is the factor responsible for noting the qualities of things and also accounts for recognition and memory. Mental formations, sankhara, constitute the 4th aggregate.
These are very basic.
They encompass all the volitional activities, as well as the emotive and intellective aspects of mental life. The 5th aggregate, consciousness or vijnana, is the basic awareness of an object indispensable to all cognition. These 5 aggregates together constitute a living being and his whole world. They are impermanent and continually fluctuating, and hence are not a real self. It is craving for and clinging to these 5 aggregates, which is dukkha.
We are talking about the propagations of Buddhism. But in fact, Buddhism has been in the world. Buddhism has been in the market. Sometimes it's very interesting. There is no B as a brand. What happens is that a lot of people are using Buddhism without branding itself as Buddhist or Buddhism. And in the West, you can see this a lot. Buddhism is presented and taught in the West without mentioning the brand of Buddhism. They will say very vaguely that this is the ancient knowledge that 500 years. But what is that means? 2,500 years. What is the existence of that? People have to imagine for themselves. Because if you were using Buddhism as a brand, immediately people reject it. And this is what happened.
Hi everybody. My name
This is my colleague, friend Susan.
I'm here today to talk to you about what I mean when I ask kids and teens to pay attention to what's happening right now. Because sometimes they understandably get confused. They think that paying attention to what's happening right now means ignoring their
So
parents.
compare when we
and not
teach
taking care of the
meditation
hopes and their
and then when they secular.
My childhood is very much part of me, as much a part of me as the bones in my body. And my hopes and my dreams for the future, they're very much part of everything I do and say too. But what we mean by paying attention to the present moment is meaning that we don't get distracted by what happen in the future.
Yes, we are always teaching this idea,
enjoy what's happening right
but
now.
not clear as.
So that can be a complicated thing to explain to kids and teens. But a student of mine in Singapore showed me something she did with this apple, which I thought was very helpful, and I'm going to share that with you. See this apple? This apple got to my hand because of the efforts of a farmer, of truck drivers, of grocers, of moms and dads,
taking about all the how it
That's
comes.
all the past. It's all very much part of this apple.
That's why holding an apple.
Now what about the future? Well, if you cut into the apple, You see these seeds. There's some seeds in the apple right
And
there.
this is the future.
Well, that's the future. It is completely embedded in part of the whole.
So it
the
depends on
past
us,
and
future,
future
whether it
are
will
part
give
of
another
the
apple or it will
all
become
together,
a wish.
all
It depends on
interconnected.
us.
And the now? Well, here's the apple right now, and I'm planning on enjoying it. I hope you'll enjoy it too. I'm going to take a great big bite of it. So that's the thing with mindful awareness. It's past, present, and future, all wrapped up into one. Thank you.
Yes, this is a very simple way of teaching very difficult part. Again, if you look at the many other clip, I will just briefly show you.
Hi, I'm Susan.
She's again explaining something else.
Today about the clear perspective that everyone.
I just want to show you because how they presented the idea, we are so familiar, but how good they are.
And look, if I put the ball in front of me, I can still see you. Can you see me?